guys,
Hello,
welcome to Life of CJ YouTube channel. Where are we right now?
we are in Featherston.
Yes, we are in Featherston. Featherston is in Wellington region that's called as the Hearts of Wairarapa. Today we are going to introduce something really special. As a Sri Lankan, we're really proud of this moment. This was happened long time ago. Unexpectedly, it's turned into a real big story. So let's come with us to explore it, this inspiration story.
Let's go.
Hi, this is olive. When we are talking about olive oil, their name come up with no one else. One of best local single source estates growing country finest olive oil. And especially they have won a gold award for world largest olive oil competition in New York in 2020. Apart from that, since 2009, they have won a plenty of awards. As I get, it should be more than 35 under different categories in locally. Let's come up with us for exploring more stories. Now we are at the Olea Estate and I'm going to introduce the master brain of this wonderful place. That's none other than Charles and Kay. So now we are going to introduce the olive press. So we'll go and explore that. Could you please explain what is this machine and how it's going to work?
This is an olive press.
Okay.
This is where you really sort of get the oil out of the fruit.
Okay.
So once it is the fruit is harvested, and then we bring it here straight away,
Okay.
and then we process it through.
Okay.
Right? So what actually happens is that you put the fruit here, load the fruit into this bin, and this will take the fruit out, the auger, and then blow. This one will blow all the leaves. So the leaves will be blown out of the building, and this is filled with water, so the fruit get washed.
Okay.
Right? So any dirt on the fruit, right, will be washed off, and then once it is washed, that will fall into this bin. The bin normally sits here.
Okay.
So this is the one that actually takes the fruit from the washed one into sort of where it gets crushed.
Okay.
So when you crush it, it crushes the seed, pulp, the whole thing.
Okay.
Right, everything is crushed into like a porridge. Right? So once it is crushed, the fruit stays in this. This is called malaxer.
Okay.
So this is where the fruit actually sort of turn. You keep the fruit sort of it's like a concrete mixture. So it turns the fruit, the pulp, for about 45 minutes, where the olive oil, the oil molecule, will start forming from one to the other and then become bigger and bigger molecule. So you can see that the beginning of when you really crush it, it will look like a sort of a blanched pulp, and then after that it becomes a bit more shiny, so that the oil is breaking off the pulp. So once it is ready, it will transfer that from that bin to this. So this is subdivided here, and this mono pump here will push the fruit, the pulp, into the centrifuge. This is the centrifuge part. So here we got three things. One is the waste pulp, second one is the water, and the third is an oil.
Okay.
This one rotates the whole pulp into, there's a piece mechanism inside it rotates it into about 6,400 RPM. It's like a jet engine machine.
Okay.
Right? So when you throw the pulp, the highest density is the waste pulp, which will form the outer ring. The second one will be the water, and the middle one will be the oil. Right? So the waste pulp will go through that outside.
Okay.
Right? And the grey water, what we call it as grey water, that still got nutrients. So that will really go into this, get collected in a bin outside,
Okay.
and we pump it back onto the ground.
Okay.
Right? And the oil comes through this. Right? So the oil will come out, and then we get that one collected in those bins.
Okay.
Right? And those stainless steel bins, and we leave it for about a month or so for the sediment to settle down. Because the processing what we do here, we don't force the oil in such a way to increase the temperature. So what we call it as a cold press olive oil, the reason is the cold processing doesn't go over the room temperature. Because the reason, if you really raise the temperature of the oil, of the pulp, there's a chance of getting more oil out, but the quality of the oil will be affected. Right?
And what about this machine? I mean, when you're going to grow it and we are doing the
Yeah, this was originally, we most probably about 2008. Yeah. So we bought it from Australia. This actually manufactured in Italy.
Okay.
So it's brought it from but the beauty of this one is end-to-end processing. So you start with your pulp, because there are other manufacturers where you buy the bits and pieces to put it together.
Okay.
Right? But in this case, it starts there and then comes out the whole thing. So there's a continuous flow.
Okay. And how will you guess the good quality of olive oil? How are you going to divide it there?
Okay. I think, the way you grow your tree or the fruit, right? You have to make sure that you look after the tree. You don't allow it to get more sickness and that and this. And the second one is you have to harvest it the right time and press it within 24 hours, preferably. The reason is when you harvest the fruit, straight away you find that peroxide start forming in the fruit. So the longer you keep it without processing or pressing it, you're getting more peroxide, which is not good for the oil. Right? So by converting the fruit into oil, you are actually stopping the process, the forming of peroxide. Right? So once the oil is you have to go through 2 certifications before it could be used by people. One is actually the scientific testing. They test for like the pH level, and then also they will take the peroxide level at your fruit now, and they will project it for the 2 years future to make sure that your peroxide level will not go beyond that limit. Right? That was one of the tests they do. And once it is tested scientifically and accepted, then they will go for what they call it as organoleptic testing, which is a blind tasting. Right? So the oil is given to people without knowing which oil they are testing and so on. And they really come out with the good properties of the oil as well as the bad ones.
Okay.
Right? So after that is accepted, so they go through the scientific as well as the organoleptic testing, then they will give you the certification.
Okay.
Right?
So it's really proud that you have won 2020 World's Best Olive Oil.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Such a very proud as Sri Lankan. So thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
I know that it's very hard and very tired. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah.
Special things in here that's called as an oil tank. We'll go and see how it looks like.
Okay. Once the oil is tasted, certified, right, and we store the oil in this place.
Okay.
Right? The things that actually we care for is actually not exposed to sunlight,
Okay.
right? Because the oil still got chlorophyll, so the sunlight can really break the chlorophyll.
Okay.
And the second one is the heat, the temperature is controlled,
Okay.
right? And the third one is to make sure that the oil is not, the air is not touched with oil, so that oil will not get oxidized. So to do that one, okay, to stop the sunlight, we really put it on stainless steel containers. And then because it's a cooler place, so it's actually the temperature is controlled. And the third one is we use argon gas. We pump argon gas so that it will form, argon is actually a thicker gas, a heavier gas. So it actually forms a layer on top of the oil to cut it off from the air. So the oxidization will not happen. So the oil is kept in this place until it's bottled.
Okay.
Right? The normal expected lifespan for the oil is 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah, but if you keep it carefully, you could keep it a little bit longer than that.
Okay. How are you going to bottle make it?
Okay, we really sort of, the bottles comes from Italy,
Okay.
right? So we really have bottles as 250 mils,
Okay.
375, 500, and then it goes on to 5 liter, 1 liter, 2 liter, 5 liter,
Exactly.
and then even to a point of some people buy 20 liters,
Oh.
right? So some restaurants and the hotels, they buy it. So at such time the oil is kept here.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
Can you please explain how what is going on this machine?
So this is the olive harvester. This is actually works something similar to a car wash, right? Where you take your car through brushes, right? In this case, you drive over the trees, and the tree trunk goes onto the middle, and then depending on the size of the tree, you really can move the spindles in or out, and then it actually sort of vibrate, hit the branches, and get the fruits down, and the fruits will fall onto the conveyor, and then it will travel through that to this conveyor up here, and the moment the covers are removed for repair purpose, and then once the fruit will come up to this point, the leaves will be blown up, right? It will clear the leaves and then finally fall into the fruit. So you really bring your plastic bin, the big ones, and then you open it to sort of get the fruit for processing. This is all fruits. So as it gets bigger and bigger, because the harvesting time is in June,
Of June.
so we still have a couple of months to go. So you find that the weight of the fruit actually bring the fruit.
Normally, how long it will take to correct size?
Okay, you get the flowering sometime in sort of a September, and then from September to June, right? It actually the flower becomes the proper fruit. Yeah.
That's nice.
And some people really think that this is something similar to Verlu
Yeah,
in Sri Lanka,
exactly.
but it's not.
This is not.
Not completely a different variety.
It
then
looks like Verelu.
Yes, because Verlu you can actually, once it's ripe, you can eat, but not this. This is very, very bitter. The taste will never get better.
Their olive oil production business is started with the couple taking a Sunday drive to Wairarapa from Wellington where they lived. They loved the climate and countryside so much and combined it with a crazy idea to buy 20 acres near the Featherston township. Starting with bare Featherston land in 1999, Charles and Kay Chinnia planted 2,000 olive trees and began pressing the fruit into oil. Olea Estate's 2019 Pickle Virgin Olive Oil was one of 87 to be certified gold at the 2020 New York International Olive Oil Competition. The New York International Olive Oil Competition is the largest in the world. It was chosen for the top category from 900 oils around the world entered in the prestigious competition. Since their first batch of olive were pressed, Olea Estate has been an award-winning producer of the finest extra virgin olive oil. From tasting to judging, Olea has always been an oil of distinction. When you go through this list, you can find out since 2009 they have won a plenty of awards in locally and international categories. Olea Estate Extra Virgin Oil is certified by the Olive New Zealand before it is offered to you, and they are very proud at the high level of quality product and believe it is their best pressing yet. What we can learn from them, as Charles said, the key to success was to follow your passion. Once you find your passion, the rest fall into place. It's just come naturally. And finally he said, I find happiness in nature here all around me. When I am closer to nature, I have clear thinking. This is kind of an inspiration story for all of us. Find your passion. Do your things according to the correct manner. You will deserve your success in naturally. From Life of CJ, we're really proud of you both and wishing you both for next success achievement. And congratulations on your well-deserved success.